Hi everyone, Happy New Year. I hope you've all been doing well and staying safe and that you're excited for another edition of Friday Reads. So for this week, I read Ryder's Guardian by T.L. Travis and Ann Leister, and it features Jamieson on the cover. I am going to read the back of the book and then jump in and say what I thought about it. So for Maiden Voyage guitarist Ryder Hampton, life is great. He and his bandmates are embarking upon an epic European double headlining tour with their friends from Social Sinners, with the band Embrace the Fear opening for them. Since joining Maiden Voyage in his 20s, Ryder's life has been a whirlwind of the cliche sex, drugs, and monumental doses of rock and roll. And he's loved every minute of it, from the sold-out shows to the revolving door of bed partners. Max Hightower has always been a team player, whether it was working with his team in the Marines or now with the private security company Ventura Security. These days, his job was to have the backs of a band of musicians. One band member in particular, he'd allowed to get too close and now emotions were involved. Ryder Hampton had left his mark on Max's closed-off heart, and now Max's job was in jeopardy. Falling for your principal wasn't safe, nor smart. Neither was missing the mark on protecting him, and now Max was guilty of both. The security detail he begged his boss for had turned out to be the one that could ruin him and shatter his heart too. Max couldn't allow either option to happen. So what I enjoyed the most about this book, actually, one key element is through the story, it also flashes back and you see how and why Ryder became who he is, what happened in his childhood and growing up for him to now act the way that he does. And I think that was a really good element to include in the book, and it really helps the reader understand how he is now and how his different actions are based on his upbringing. I also really enjoy how different both of them are. The book mentions, Ryder is a rock and roll star. He's more free-spirited and open in a lot of ways. Where Max, especially for his job, he has to be very stringent and follow the rules, and he sure does break a lot of rules in this book, and that gets him into a lot of trouble, like almost losing his job. But his attraction for Ryder, they can't really beat that, and it's kind of inevitable. So Max kind of just has to risk potentially losing his job for what things could be with Ryder. The hard part is he lets his feelings, especially at the beginning, get in the way of protecting the band, which then when that potentially occurs, then that obviously hinders his ability to do his job effectively and protects the band, which, as security detail, that is his job. Some of my favorite parts of this story were the beginnings of their relationship and them kind of sneaking around and figuring out what's happening while trying not to get caught. And then also them just kind of learning who each other are as individuals and what makes each of them tick and what they like and what they don't like. Another key element that I really enjoyed in this story is there is an element of suspense and intrigue in that Max definitely has to be on his game because there is a potential threat to the band. There is a threat to the band. And that is an element that is highly involved within the story. That's all I'm going to say about that. So I really enjoyed that. And then, just how different each of them are and how Max and Ryder, and then how they complement each other a lot as well. I guess kind of like yin and yang and opposites attracting. So, what did you think about Ryder's Guardian by T.L. Travis and Ann Lister? And yes, Happy New Year. Stay tuned for a lot more Friday reads coming soon that I'm excited to share with you. And stay safe and have a great weekend.